What's up, guys? Michael here with another video for all you stock market fans out there. How do you find the stocks you want to trade? And where do you go to get information on companies you want to invest in longer term? Today, we're chatting about Finviz.com. It's an excellent free website that displays tons of stock market related information and allows you to view charts and profiles of individual companies, as well as find news and commentary that can help you get an overall read on the market. You can also use the screener to scan for stocks based on your specified criteria. You can check out futures, forex, and even crypto. Seriously guys, for the amount of information you have access to, the presentation, and the ease of use, Finviz.com is by far one of the best free overall stock market websites out there. They also have a paid option called Finviz Elite, which is $25 US a month and allows you access to real-time data, advanced charting and screening, as well as a backtesting tool and some other cool features. I'm going to take you on a quick tour of the website, and if you stick around until the end of the video, I'll even show you the exact screening criteria that I use to find the stocks that I trade on a daily and weekly basis. Oh yeah, and if you guys find value in these videos, please hit the like button and consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell if you'd like YouTube to let you know when I come out with a new video. Let's get to it. Alright, so when you first get to the home page, you'll see three charts on the top row of the broader US market indices. Here we've got the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500. This gives a general idea of how the overall markets are trending and is definitely useful to help you decide what your bias will be on the day, especially for trading. Below that, they have lists of the top gainers and the top losers for either the previous day if markets are closed or the current day. They also have a picture of what's called the heat map, which is a visual representation of all the different companies in the sectors that make up the S&P 500. It's an easy way to see at a glance how the different companies and sectors are doing, which ones are in the green and which ones are in the red. Here you can see we're mostly red because we closed below the open on Friday, and it's been a rough few weeks in September here so far. You can also get an enlarged view by clicking the Maps tab up at the top. You can see here we have a technology sector, financials down here, healthcare, and industrials. You get these ads that pop up every now and then, but you just X out of them and you can move on. In the next row, there's a pretty cool feature where you can view stocks that Finviz thinks are starting to form into certain trends and patterns. Like here we have support and resistance, and wedges, as well as ascending and descending triangles. Here we have channel, as well as double and multiple tops and bottoms. This is great if you find that you do well trading specific types of patterns, because then you can just hone right in on the ones they suggest, and that'll help get you started. Beside the patterns, they have tickers of companies that have some major news out, as well as below the patterns, there's some more news headlines. You can also click the News tab at the top of the homepage and see recent market-related headlines and blogs, so you can check that out as well if you like. Lastly, on the bottom right-hand corner of the homepage, you'll see the tickers of the companies that have earnings releases coming up. They'll have the date and usually an A if the release is happening after market close, or a B if it's before the market open. Looks like we got Nike reporting earnings on Monday. That'll be interesting. My favorite feature at Finviz.com is by far the screener. It's super useful and popular with day traders, swing traders, and investors alike. There are limitless combinations of search criteria, but try not to get too overwhelmed. Just pick the options that apply to your interests and leave the rest blank. For instance, if you only want to look at blue chip stocks, which are larger companies with a market cap of over $10 billion, you just click the market cap drop-down arrow and click large over 10 billion. And you can further narrow down your search by choosing something like only dividend paying companies. We'll click dividend and select that. And maybe you're interested in the tech sector, because who isn't, right? So we'll click sector and tech. You can also select the country to further narrow things down. We'll go with the US, as well as the price range you want by clicking price and scrolling down to whatever price you'd like. Let's say over 10. And there you have it. With only 5 criteria, we've narrowed down the number of tickers from 7,500 to only 36. We can also sort these columns by either ascending or descending values. And we'll go with market cap, descending. And now you can see it's giving us companies like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Intel. All solid, blue chip, dividend paying tech stocks. You can definitely have fun playing around with all these different options, depending on what exactly it is you're looking for. The screener values that I like to use for my day trading and swing trading strategies are small caps under 2 billion, because those ones really like to move. Switch this back. They also like an average trading volume of over 500,000 shares traded on the day. And I like to trade in the US, and for price, I usually go with under $20. One last option I like to include is under the technical tab, and it's something called beta, which is basically just a rating of volatility for the stock. I like to trade stocks with a beta of over 1, because the higher the beta value, the more the price action of a stock will move relative to a stock with a beta of only 1 or lower. This will give the big pops where I can cash out for a solid 5 to 20% win and then move on to the next one. I also like to sort by the descending volume, because that will show me the stocks trading the most volume on the day at the top of the list. And for technical analysis, we want to look at charts, so you can click that tab right up here. And there we go. You can scroll through the charts and see if anything jumps out at you. Sava I traded a couple times this week. Had this huge gap up here on Monday with some serious trading range as well. And then it held a decent retracement level throughout the middle of the week, and then jumped up again here on Friday, while most of the markets were actually fading into the weekend. Also formed this multiple tops here, so it'll be interesting to see what it does on Monday. See what else we got here. The CRBP was trading in this upward channel and about to test this top trend line before completely crashing to the floor. I mean, seeing that it's a biotech stock, it likely had a bad data release or a drug that didn't get approved by the FDA. You can take a closer look by clicking on the chart and get an enlarged view, and then scrolling down to see some points of interest as well as some news headlines. Why is it getting slammed? Check that out. Yeah, so late stage clinical failure of one of their drugs. So that's never good, but such is the life of a biotech stock, I guess, right? You can see this wedge here on US steel, as well as this, looks like it's breaking above this resistance line from the past couple of months and testing the top trend line of the wedge. Yeah, once again, Finviz is really good at drawing the trend lines for you, and that helps to identify a developing pattern that you might like, or to point out spots to take note of, right? And the more you look at charts, you'll start to develop an eye for interesting looking patterns that have the potential for decent trading. Just to wrap things up here, another thing I really like at Finviz is the Futures tab. It's useful to see how the markets are doing outside trading hours and especially leading into the open. I've gotten into the habit of checking it in the evening before I call it a night, and when I wake up in the morning to see how things are going and to help gauge the mood of the markets leading into the day. Forex and crypto aren't really something I mess around with too much. If that's something you're into, then you can check out those tabs as well. There's so much more that you can do at Finviz than I can fit into just a 10-minute video, so I'd encourage you to explore the site and see what else you can find. One last thing that I would like to add is if you want to check out a specific stock, all you have to do is enter the ticker into the text box at the top left of the page. And there you go. And that's about it. Thanks a lot for sticking around until the end of the video. If you got some value out of it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you'd like to join the group, as well as the notification bell if you'd like YouTube to let you know when I come out with a new video. Until then, take care everyone. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.